And what's up, y'all? And welcome to another episode of the Tricology News Star. This is the Dynamite review show, and for this week, it's Fight for the Fallen. We had 3 title matches on the show today, and I gotta say, this show definitely kind of fits the bad taste in our mouths from the barbed wire death match that says Insanity. But overall, pretty good show. It was just basically all the younger talent getting over on this show. But overall, a pretty good show. But before we get into discussing everything that went on the show, let's welcome my co-host for this evening, Mr. Leland Benford. What's up, bro?
What is up, everybody? I definitely agree with you, Trico. This episode here definitely kind of helped save them from last Wednesday's in this episode felt like a brand new show. I mean, it was really good. The crowd was on board for everything. So yeah, let's get into it. I think it was a good show.
Yeah, absolutely. So without further ado, as far as the commentary table, we got Jim Ross, Excalibur, and Taz this week. No Tony Schiavone for this week. So that was so I guess they kind of switch up the commentary booth from time to time for Dynamite and Rampage. So this is like a pretty good team there. But William Regal joined commentary for the opener, and which is the interim AEW World Championship match between Jon Moxley and Rush. So like I said before, like this whole show was based on the younger talent getting over. And Rush, like, he don't mistake this guy, because like he's a former ROH world champion. So this was a fantastic, hard-hitting, dominating match to open up the show. Like, Rush was dominating the whole entire match from top to bottom. But
yeah, Rush looked like a top guy last night. That's for sure. It looked like he could be in that picture, in that title picture. He looked like he looked like a really good heel that you can put against anybody. Really aggressive in the way that he wrestled.
yeah, absolutely. But even though Rush put out a good performance, we all know that Jon Moxley was not losing that championship.
Not losing that championship. Yeah, 100%. We know he wasn't going to lose it. But there was a couple of moments there. I was like, okay, well, they're making it seem like it's close. I mean, he was pushing Moxley to the limit for a second.
Yeah, absolutely. So like after the commercial break, a big suplex allowed Moxley to earn some breathing room after the break. They had another nice striking exchange before trading Germans. Moxley would eventually was able to take Rush down with a King Kong lariat, but Rush caught him off with a snap German for the 2. Rush locked in the crossface, but Moxley reversed it and kicking Rush in the head. Rush returned fire with an overhead belly-to-belly into the turnbuckle. He turned and used the suplex, but Moxley bit Rush's face to buy himself some time. Jose distracted the official, and Andrade El Idolo came out and pushed Moxley off the ropes. And then the Lucha Bros came out to chase them off. So Moxley ruled out Rush for the 2. Moxley countered the bull's horn into a lariat, but Rush returned fire with a straight jacket power driver for the near fall. Moxley avoided another bullhorn attempt and locked on a rear naked choke. Rush headbutted out of it, but ran into the Death Rider for a great near fall. Moxley then applied another rear naked choke before transitioning into the Bulldog choke for the win. So before we get to the aftermath of the match, so we still in this rivalry with the Lucha Bros, Andrade and Rush, because half of the time Penta and Ray Fitness matches have been coming off lately. So I even pitched on past episode, like, oh, let's do a Mexican style Lucha Libre rules match for the next time they meet in a tag team match.
That makes sense. I like that. So real back, just to jump back to Roosh, do you think just by last night's performance, do you think that he could be, in that AEW championship picture, that TNT championship picture? Do you see him as a featured champ in the company?
Oh, most definitely. Because despite the fact that him and Andrea is a tag team, but they can also work well
Mhm.
in like single performance. Like one can go for the world title, and the other one can go for the TNT title or the All Atlantic Championship, just to kind of like balance it out.
I definitely understand that. Yeah. I think, yeah, based on last night's performance, I see Roosh in a new perspective. Like, I'm like, okay, he can be a top heel on this show. Him and Andrade together, they can be a really good top heel team, especially a team that can go against FTR and hold their own.
Yeah, because we got other like real tag teams that can go for the tag team titles, and then other tag teams that's like that can go. That's let's say like some are like singles competitors that have been put together. Like for example, Keith Lee and Sir Strickland. They're
Mhm.
originally singles guys, but they've been paired together and their tag team performances work, and now they are currently the tag team champions. So
Yeah, and then also Andrade and Roosh can also go for the AAA titles. They can have those AAA title matches on AEW.
yeah, exactly. So pretty good performance for Roosh tonight, but in the end, John Moxley retained the title. So after the
Yep.
match, Judas played, and then Chris Jericho and the members of the Jericho and Appreciation Society came out, which is Sammy Guevara, and Angelo Parker, Ty Conti, and the new member Anna Jay. Parker demanded that the AEW Galaxy to appreciate them. So he tried to do a Roman Reigns like I'm like, boy, don't ever do
Mhm.
that again. And 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 Jericho congratulated Moxley over an amazing match, putting over his own stable. He said Jay called him last week with an opportunity, and Jay said she's Anna JAS. She said, and choked everyone out. Jericho talked about all the brutalization he took at the hands of Eddie Kingston last week, including a broken nose and having to be cut out of the barbed wire spider web. But he beat Kingston, and next he will beat Moxley. And after 2.5 years, Le Champion will return. And Moxley said, I hate you, Jericho. And then he, the two-time world champion, he used to look up to Jericho, but everything he got right now is pathetic. The AEW World Championship isn't a sports entertainment championship, it's a pro wrestling championship. If Jericho got the balls, he needs to have to leave everyone home. I don't want the Wizard. I don't want the Le Champion. I don't want the anything else. I want the guy from the Super J Cup, the final member of the Hart Dynasty. I want the Lion Heart. So that was a pretty good promo there. So this all dates back to when John Moxley won his first world title against Jericho at Revolution 2020. So that we get to see that official rematch there. So and this match is made official in a couple of weeks at the lake in Minneapolis in 3 weeks. So this is gonna be very interesting. But I feel like this story here is still continuing between the JSS and the Blackpool Combat Club at LAX. So I feel like this is a hard boy prediction. I see Eddie Kingston screwing over Jericho. This could happen. I don't know what could happen. But Eddie Kingston might screw over Jericho, and then we can finally have a final match to end the rivalry at All Out. To be honest, Kingston won one, and then Jericho won one. So they're probably going to do another rubber match at All Out. That's why I see this happening.
Yep, definitely. They gotta get that one more. We gotta see who is the true greatest. Seeing Jericho and Moxley go at it last night brought back memories of when Moxley and Inner Circle was rivalry. And they had took Moxley eye out. I heard you say LAX.
You mean like Pride and Powerful? You mean like Ortiz's? I know they originally was LAX back in Impact, but they're Pride and Powerful now, right?
Yeah, that's what's going on right now. Because yeah, that's why I see this going, but this could be a different result, but I don't know how it's gonna be because I don't see any this how this rivalry go to end. So that's why I
Yeah,
see this
it's
going.
gonna have to be one more big battle. So I mean, Eddie and Moxley are best of friends. They both don't like Jericho. I can see why this rivalry is still going because there's so many moving pieces of it. It's not just Jericho that hates Eddie, but it's Ortiz that hates Jericho. It's Moxley that hates Jericho, and all the stooges that he has around him. So it's a lot of moving pieces here. Also, I think really good. Having Sammy involved is always good, especially with all the young talents in the Blackpool Combat Club. But they're the largest groups right now. I mean, don't want to spoil anything, but we got the announcement that the Super Elite will be back. So when they get back in the picture, we might have some new rivalries. But these are the largest factions that everyone is on right now. Is these two groups here?
I'm glad you mentioned groups because after the challenge from Jericho to Moxley at the commentary desk, Excalibur introduced the brand new AEW World Trios titles. So they finally got announced, and they said there will be a tournament to crown the new champions at All Out. At All Out.
Look at that! You've been waiting for them.
So this begs the question: will Kenny Omega return in time for All Out, and will he be in the tournament?
Reports are saying 2 weeks. He should be back in 2 weeks.
Because like the way I see the tournament go on, the tournament is gonna be all month happening and all out because in August. I mean the tournament is gonna be all in August because all out is gonna be in September or Labor Day weekend. So they have the whole month of August to do the tournament. Some matches can be on a Dynamite and some matches can be on a Rampage.
Yeah, definitely. The trios tournament, I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie, because of all the new belts from Ring of Honor and also the All Atlantic belt that just announced. It is getting belt crazy out here right now. And these are three new belts. I know it's one division, but it's three new belts that we're going to be seeing on our TV. So eventually, everyone is going to be coming down in gold. But I know the trios title is something that AEW has been wanting to do from its inception. So it is finally here. That moment is finally upon us, and we will have trio matches more often to defend these belts. So get ready, Death Triangle. Get ready to House of Black. Get ready to Super Elite and Red Dragon with Kenny, not Kenny Omega, but Adam Cole. So it's a lot of trio groups out here. Marco Stunt missed the boat. We could have had a trio Jurassic Express, but probably won't have that anytime soon.
Yeah, we won't know who will be involved in the tournament until we get to like in August, and then after the two major shows, Battle of the Belts and Quantum by the Lake. So hopefully we get some more details when it comes to the tournament. But Dante Martin was backstage with Tony Schiavone. He said Guevara has been spending all his time backing up Jericho and hanging out with Cantante to avoid getting into the ring. So for tonight, he will have backup in the form of Sky Blue.
That was nice to bring her out, and pair her up with Darius. Are they dating? Do you know if they're dating or not?
I don't know.
Yeah, he gave
Because
like
I think Sky Blue is much younger than Dante Martin. I don't know. I don't know
no.
Dante
I
Martin's age.
hope not. Dante is like 21.
I don't know Dante Martin's age. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like 21, like legit. Like when he first got to AEW, he was like 19. So he can't be older than 22.
I don't
Yeah.
know. But FTW Championship match with Ricky Starks and Dan Helsing. There was an awesome and hilarious promo for Starks at the head of the matchup. So pretty quick match, even though Dan Helsing was more over, but Ricky Starks win after the spear for the quick win. So after the match, Starks demanded another challenge to come out to the ring after he said, "I got another left in the tank." And before you know it, the lights went down, and here comes Hook to answer the call with a brand new orange trunks. And then we got another FTW championship match between Hook and Ricky Starks. Now this lasted a couple minutes than the Dan Helsing match. So pretty hard hitting there. So Starks crushing with a spear and then try to win for the Ram Bush, but Hook turned it into a rhythm for the decimated submission victory, and now we got a new FTW championship. So let me say this: FTW, that means fighting with the family. In case y'all didn't know, Hook is the son of Taz, and now Hook can carry that championship with his father's legacy. Can carry that championship.
Yeah, the F the World Championship belt looks. I think it works for Hook. I mean, he has that demeanor of F the World. He has that demeanor. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to. He's kind of the rebellious one, kind of the outsider one, and it definitely matches. But let's give it up for Ricky Starks. I knew they was gonna do something with him when they gave him that whole like beginning. I was like, oh, he's gonna lose it. And I think. And then when I seen how quick the Dan Houser match was, I was like, okay, so it's not to him. And then here come Hook. And I think you talked about that last week too. You said like it should be a Hook thing. And then there we go. Hook has his first unofficial title. This is great because it's not an official title. It is a title that's not recognized by AEW. But you know, it's a great way to still just put some gold on him, you know, without having an official title on. And now Ricky Starks get to move on and do bigger and better things.
Yeah, and speaking of Stars, after the commercial break, Stars was in the ring with Powerhouse Hobbs and Shivani. Stars said he made the most of the LTW World Title reign. He is done waiting his turn. He's about to say he and Hobbs will work together to move on together, but Hobbs leveled him behind with a clubbing blow clothesline and then hit him with a spine buster. So this is another heel turn for Powerhouse Hobbs, and I can say this is probably a babyface turn for Ricky Starks. And then Taz with a commentary table. I'm like to Hobbs, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So this spells the end for Team Taz here.
So goodbye, Team Taz. It has been long overdue for this team to separate. But I was not expecting it. I was not expecting this to happen last night. For them to do a champ, like he loses his belt, right? And then he also has his tag team turn on him, right? All done to do a babyface turn, you know, all in the same kind of segment. That was great. I mean, that was just wonderful. So really well done. This whole Stark segment was like one of the best parts of the show. It was a highlight of the show, and the freaking promo that Starks did was just incredible. You can feel the passion, you can feel it in his spirit. It was a really good promo. And then the right hook to come from Hobbs really put me in a shock.
Yeah, because like we mentioned before in the show when discussing tag teams, like Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs was a great tag team, but aside from that, they also great single competitors alone. So that's what what we mentioned before when it comes to like to the tag teams and other like mateship tag teams, like with Ricky Hobbs and Powerhouse Hobbs and Team Taz, like that tag team the championship tag team chemistry worked, but again, Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks can work as a single competitors by themselves. So with it split, it's not gonna hurt anybody, not at all. So
I know. Now they get to go and have a rivalry. Now they get to go have rivalry matches and burn the house down. They get to go and make money together. They're good friends. They know each other really well. I'm sure the matches about to be bangers. Now they get to make some money with each other and still work with each other and still see each other. But now they're going to have a nice rivalry, and we're all going to be rooting for Ricky. You might have your power. Powerhouse has grown so much. I will say, out of everybody that's a part of Team Taz, Powerhouse is probably the most improved and has learned the most, and made the best of his time there. Not saying Starks hasn't, but I feel like Starks just had more experience in the business in general before being a part of Team Taz. And he said, even last night, he said, people said this championship was going to be a noose, and I turned it and made it a tie. And he did. That championship was only relevant because of Ricky Starks. No one really cared about it. And they passed it off to the right person. They passed it off to Hook. So, I mean, really just, like I said, no complaints there. Really well done how they handled that whole situation. And I'm excited for Starks. I'm excited to see where this goes for Starks and Hobbs.
yeah, hopefully we get an explanation on why Hobbs turned on Ricky
Oh,
Starks.
I could tell you what that's going to be already. He's going to say, "Well, Ricky, it's always me, 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 me," and then he gonna want his shine. So, I mean, that whole promo set it up. He said, "I deserve more. I deserve this. I deserve that." So yeah, they set it up perfectly.
Yep. So yeah, hopefully we get an explanation.
Goodbye, Team Taz.
Yeah, and we'll see how Taz get involved in this one as well. But the Acclaim was backstage and they was hyping up their upcoming match with the Ass Boys or the Gun Boys, if you want to, or the Trash Boys, like they said, the Gun Club. That's a real happy bad. But yeah, we don't know. I think they might announce their Rampage. Well, we'll get to that in a second, but I don't know. But Sammy Guevara versus Dante Martin. So this was definitely a high flying exchange match here. But back in after the break, Guevara counter springboard dive with a rising knee and return fire with a top of his own. Back inside, Dante hit a inverted suplex for the two. He followed up with a standing Spanish fly to the two more. A full Nazi bomb got another two for count for Dante. Guevara countered another dive into a cutter and then hit the DGH for the win. After the match, Guevara and Ty Conti set Dante up with a 630 splash, forcing Sky to intervene. Anna Jay ran out and took out Sky, and she and Conti beat her down. And then Eddie Kingston, Ortiz, and Ruby Soho ran out to chase Guevara and Conti and Anna Jay away. So if Ruby Soho is gonna fight Ty Conti and Anna Jay, she's gonna need some backup. She gonna need some backup.
Oh yeah, facts. She's gonna need a little bit of help. I wonder who's gonna come in and help Anna Jay out. I'm not sure what allies she has. But how good was that match though? Like that match was they like Taz said it the best at the end of that match. He said, I need to see this every week. And that's exactly right. Like we need to see this match, something similar to this match every week. Just how WCW had their cruiserweight division and their cruiserweights go out and just kill it. Billy Kidman, Dean Malenko. I mean, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho, all those guys, killed it for WCW. And I think AEW is a perfect place to have this on a weekly show. These cruiserweight, these fast guys, these great matches, and I think it's an opportunity for guys like Sammy Guevara to really shine and to become like the leader of a division. Yeah, but really dope match. I mean, Dante is just always fun to watch. Sammy is just getting better and better. I mean, he's already on like at the top of his game, but you can just see that his skills are just getting sharper with every match. So really dope match. Really mess with this one a lot. I want to see more of it, and as more of it as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So and speaking of the the JS crew, Daniel Garcia went backstage and asked about his match against the returning Brian Danielson. Garcia said Danielson has been gone for months, and he'll send him on a vacation with his family again. They'll call Garcia the best technical sports entertainer in the world. So let me tell you, Jerry Garcia, he's growing on me, especially the match he had with Will Yuta at Death Before Dishonor.
That was fire.
Yeah, first off, let me just say this: Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view was excellent. Like even the all the matches that they had was over the top. All the matches.
Yeah, Death for Design was a really good pay per view. Like no complaints there. Like it gave me exactly what I from a Ring of Honor show. But it's the best the Ring of Honor has ever looked. They finally have someone to give them a presentation of like other big companies. Like it has that clean look now. Like Ring of Honor always had like cheap cameras or weird angles and weird views. Now it looks like a proper wrestling show. So TK really upgraded that brand, and I know like it's just going to grow with time. But that brand was dead. I mean, like COVID killed that brand. Um, and it's gonna have a chance. It's gonna have to take that time to kind of get back rolling and get back jumping and getting back on top. But with they keep putting shows like that out, it ain't gonna take long.
Yeah, absolutely. So and speaking of Death Before Dishonor, Jay Lethal, Sojay Dunn, and Satnam Singh were backstage. Lethal complained about his match with Samoa Joe, but they turned their attention to the best friends, who just so happens to be on the right side of their screen. And Dunn challenged them to a 3-on-3 for Rampage, but Dunn was so over like, and then Lethal looked at him like, "What did you just do?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Okay, like guys, don't get it twisted. Sanjay John is a former wrestler, but now he just playing the role of being a manager for Jay Lethal. So I don't know how long it's been since Dunn been in the ring, but it's gonna be a very interesting the trios match for Rampage.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think it's gonna be a funny one. That was a great segment. I mean, anytime Orange Cassidy and best friends are around, I always kind of take it like as a comedy match, or even though the matches are serious, don't get me wrong. But there's gonna be some level of humor there. So when I saw them on screen, I kind of took that. But what they did with that segment was pretty good. It was fun. It stood out to me that it was like entertaining. I wrote in my notes very entertaining segment with those guys, and I look forward to seeing that match on Rampage and see if they play up to the comedy of it all.
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes. So Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus was brought to the ring by Tony Schiavone, and he took the moment to consider to Schiavone's question, and then he said, "Christian Cage, you are the biggest pussy that I ever met in my entire life," and the crowd loved it. He said he didn't get at first why Christian was so bitter. It's just that he had one more match bonus, but then he remembered that Christian was strapped for cash because his wife divorced him. Everybody, ooh. He just kept going on, Christian. He said, Christian needed someone to protect him. So he found a monster in Luchasaurus. But that monster was Jungle Boy's best friend. He was only protecting Christian from Jungle Boy because Jungle Boy wants to be the first to get his hands on him. Jungle Boy can take anything Christian can throw at him. Jungle Boy started talking about burying his father 3 years ago, but then Christian interrupted backstage. He said Luchasaurus saw him for the past few weeks of how Christian could lead him instead of being Jungle Boy's lapdog. He said he put Jungle Boy in a body bag. Jungle Boy won't have to worry about Christian insulting his dead father. He can
Hmm.
cozy him up beside him. You told me all your secrets, and now I'm gonna prey on your weakness. So, Luchasaurus, first of all, like we said before, like, was this a trap for Christian when Jungle Boy come back? Now, there was building Lucha as this unstoppable monster. Like we even said, like he's like the 98 and 2001's Kane. We even said that. But let's not to say like when Jungle Boy and Christian have their match, let's not to say like they pull another swerve saying that
Yeah.
Luchasaurus might turn on Jungle Boy again for real this time, and then we can get an actual heel turn. Let's just say they pull that swerve. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know when
Until
that match is coming.
Luchasaurus, yeah, until Luchasaurus starts wearing green again, I suspect him of another turn. So that's how I see it because he's still wearing the black. So until he starts wearing green again, I'm not going to trust him not to be um, turning on Jungle Boy. Real quick though, so I said it before in the show that Christian was partnered with Jungle Boy all those years ago to teach Jungle Boy how to do promos because Jungle Boy wasn't the strongest promo. And I also said when Christian turned on Jungle Boy, that was really the graduation that they felt Jungle Boy was ready to go out on his own and do some promo work. How great was his promo work last night? Compared to what Jungle Boy was in the beginning of AEW to where he is now, how great was that promo? I mean, he killed it. I mean, he knocked it out of the park. He stayed calm. He was funny, and you can look at the promo and tell like this is Christian's influence on this guy. So thank God they put Christian and Jungle Boy together because now he can tell he can do a really good promo, and he was killing it with the crowd. So this story just elevated more. Very disrespectful things said from Christian Cage, but also some really good disrespectful zingers. It's not considered disrespectful when the babyface does it. It's just eye for an eye type of thing. But Jungle Boy was killing it with the zingers. He was killing it. So yeah, I'm all down for this.
Yeah, because Jungle Boy is one of the pillars, and then when his time has come, he's going to be a future AEW World Champion when that time comes. So
Oh, that's gonna be great.
yeah. So
I
this is
hope
just
they have the merch ready because people are gonna go merch crazy.
yeah, this is just another a stepping stone for a milestone for Jungle Boy if he beats the Christian Case here. Well, we don't know what's going to happen when that time comes, and where does Luchasaurus to play a role in this? We won't
Yeah.
know when that time comes. But the Young Bucks were backstage. They did not want to do a Cutler cam, but Cutler wanted to be the trios champions with them. I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Heyman Page showed up, and the Bucks awkwardly wished him a happy birthday. And then Matt Jackson was trying to talk things out with Page because in case y'all didn't know, Heyman Page was the elite. So in case y'all didn't know that, and but the Dark Order ran up with birthday wishes. Evil Uno persevered the conversation and asked about what's taking place here, what's going on. But the Bucks said it was fine. They walked off at anything. So in case y'all didn't know, the Young Bucks was going to ask Page to be their third person. But like I said before, I think this is the time for Kenny Omega to return, and then when they have the tournament, and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks could be the first ever trios champions. But again, that's just my opinion for the way I see it because
I
we
mean,
don't know what the team's going to be.
that sounds like the plan, right? Like that's always been the plan for Kenny Omega and the Bucks to be the first trios champion. It'd be interesting to see if they go with a different plan. There's nothing wrong with that, but that was always like the plan, right? I'm looking forward to Kenny Omega's return though, because like the show just feels that much different when he's on. Kenny Omega is a goofy guy, but when he's in that zone of like, I want to prove that I'm the best, man, is he like on top of his game with promos and with this in-ring work and the seriousness that he brings to it. I mean, it's just no one better, man. So I'm looking forward to him coming back and see how he goes with this trios thing. I don't know if he's gonna be like wanted to do a trios type thing. I mean, he might want to go for that AEW belt and then face CM Punk. You know, that'd be interesting. Omega versus Punk. You know, so we will see, but it's coming soon.
And speaking of the Elite, the Undisputed Elite will be back next week. So there's another trio there with the original Undisputed Era with Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. That could be another trio. That could be the first.
Yeah, true. Let's not sleep on them.
So
that definitely could happen.
Yeah. So after that, we got another copy match here with 2-on-1 handicap match with Swerve Strickland against Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. Keith Lee was barred from ringside. So whoever made Sterling's outfit, that he needs to be fired. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Swerve was able to fight both men off at the start, but eventually got the distraction from Sterling, allowed Nese to take control. Sterling inadvertently tagged himself in, but fled. So Swerve continued to beat down on Nese. Swerve then finally got Sterling into the ring, and then it hit the jumping thrust kick for the win. And then this sat down on like for the way he sat down for the pin was hilarious. But after the match, the camera cut backstage with Keith Lee laid out by Josh Woods, and then Nese attacked Swerve behind, teasing a tag team challenge match. So we might get Tony Nese and Josh Woods against Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee for the tag team titles.
I mean, here's another like hodgepodge kind of tag team. You know, like you were talking about these two single guys teaming up. Here's another good example of that. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the other guy, so I would have to go watch Dark and some of his Ring of Honor matches to get familiar and see why he should be a threat. I did feel like this was like the kind of slowest match of the night or the worst match of the night, which I hate because I'm a big fan of Swerve, so I hate they put him in this kind of situation. But it looks like they're building a bigger story here, so I'll wait to see what that bigger story is going to be before I judge too harshly. But definitely last night for me, this was the all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom match, or I'm gonna go grab something from concessions, kind of match.
Yeah, Josh Woods, he been having plenty of matches on Dark, but originally he signed with Ring of Honor, and he's a former pure champion.
Yeah. So yeah, I will have to go do some research and watch some of his matches and see why is he a threat or a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. So Malachi Black addresses Miro, trying to recruit him to the House of Black. But then Brody King said he attacked Darby Allin at the San Diego Comic-Con just because he can. And now he wants Darby in a match that he always settled a rivalry in a coffin match. And then he said, let me know what flowers are you want on your tombstone, on your coffin. Let me know what.
Man, that was a dope line, wasn't it?
Yeah. But
I haven't seen the footage of him being attacked at Comic-Con. I need to go check that out.
Yeah. But listen, I don't mind the coffin match because that's Darby Allin's specialty match. But I would say let this rivalry continue on to All Out, and then at All Out, and I would say the one match that can finish out the rivalry with Darby Allin and Brody King. Let's let's make it a Bury Alive match. Bury Alive.
Okay. I haven't done anything like that before.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I was booking this rivalry. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't done a buried alive, man. That's more of an Undertaker kind of specialty.
But think about it. Like you got Darby Allin, and then you got Brody King there. You got two dark competitors there. You got you. So,
Yeah. I
but
mean, this rivalry, I hope they're paying Darby good money because rivaling with Brody King can't be fun. He's a big dude, can't be fun getting tossed around by him too much.
yeah. But so we got the AEW Women's World Championship match with Thunder Rosa and Mia Yushima. So Yushima looked really good here in front of the new audience. She was more familiar in Japan. So this is our first taste in the here in the States in front of the AEW. So the very good technical wrestling exchange here. So once after the break, Rosa hit a corner clothesline and a singlet shot in the knee drop. She followed it up with a running drop kick and then a Northern Light suplex for the two. Yushima returns fire with a high kick and then they trap forearms in the center of the ring. She hits another high kick and hung into a Kazona for a German suplex bridge for two. Yushima fought out the fire thunder driver and then hit a step up kick for following by the skull kick. But Rosa grabbed the ropes for a great near fall. They traded roll ups for a near fall. Then Yushima hit a sick kick combination before Rosa avoided the crash rabbit hit a rising knee. Rosa then hit a roundhouse kick, then the thunder driver for the win. So very good outing for Mia Yushima here. I was hoping we would get a like a promo package just to kind of highlight or who she is and where she comes from. But there was only highlighting her in Thunder Rosa's match in Japan. So hopefully we'll get a more package who Yushima is. If she's gonna stick around here in AEW and then don't go back to Japan. But yeah, but overall, pretty good technical wrestling match here. Technical wrestling.
Yeah, really good match. Nothing to fault here. Really good technical match. They was wrestling hard. It felt like similar to the match they did in Japan, but just a little bit faster for the American crowd. But both hard hitting ladies, and yeah, really. I kind of knew Rosa was gonna win it, but Rosa needs these kind of matches to remind people how good she is and why we like her as champ. Um, yeah, no complaints on this end. Nothing too crazy happened. This is like the first match where like there was like no walkie kind of finish or no story afterwards. They just showed respect to each other and went on their day.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got an official announcement that AEW is going to be making its debut in Canada in October. In
Is this
October.
The first international show?
Yeah, they're gonna make their debut in Canada for Dynamite and Rampage in October.
So first international show. That's the cool thing about being an AEW fan. You kind of like see this company grow over time and see like all the stuff that they're doing. Like, man, here we go, first international show. And I heard there was rumors going on about doing a London show or doing a UK show.
Yeah, that's gonna be down the line because when they do the UK show, that's gonna be in a stadium. That's gonna be in a stadium.
So
yeah, so we got an announcement there. It's gonna be on Wednesday, October 12th, and then Thursday, October 13th. I don't know what's going on that Friday on the weekend because I don't think it's the World Series because the World Series is gonna be in August, and it may be an NBA game on that Friday. I don't know, but we'll see when we get to October for the Toronto debut for AEW. But aside from that announcement, we got a lineup for this Friday's AEW Rampage. Matt Sydal versus Lee Moriarty as billed as teacher versus student. In case y'all didn't know, Lee Moriarty turned on Matt Sydal on last week's Rampage, so that's why we're getting this match here. It could be maybe Stokely Halfway may have something to do with this. I don't know, because he did send out a card to gave his card to Lee Moriarty for a different approach. So I don't know. We'll see.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm glad you told me that. I did not watch Rampage last Friday. I was on set. So I need to go my DVR and watch what happened between Moriarty and Sydal. They're supposed to be boys.
Yeah. So and then we got Ethan Page versus Leon Ruff, and then Anna Jay versus Ruby
Not
Soho.
Leon Ruff. What's the point of that match? On Rampage? They put in Ruff on Rampage?
Yeah.
Oh man, come on now.
Yeah.
He's a dark guy. Like he's an AEW dark guy. AEW elevation. Like you put Leon Ruff in the match, we know it's a squash. So maybe they're doing a squash match to start building up Ethan Page while Scorpio fully heals.
Yep, Leon is on Rampage, and then we got Anna Jay versus Ruby Soho, and then the trios match with Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends versus Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, and Sonjay Dunn. And then for next Wednesday's Dynamite, the Undisputed Elite returns. We got Christian Cage versus Matt Hardy, and then Thunderstorm with Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter. And then the main event for the AEW Quantum by the Lake on Dynamite is the AEW Inter World Championship match between Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho.
Cool.
And then
to watch it.
Yep. And then Chris Jericho joined commentary for the main event, which is Daniel Garcia versus Bryan Danielson. This was a stellar main event and a major upset, and then I'll get to that in a second. But back for the commercial break, Danielson was busted open. He tried to make a comeback, but Garcia was relentless on his attack, and then fought on the top rope where Danielson grabbed the upper hand after an avalanche back suplex. Danielson lay in kick combination before hitting yes kicks. Danielson was about to kick Garcia's head in, but Garcia countered into a rear naked choke. Danielson escaped out of it into a cattle position before transitioning into the Tiger suplex for the near fall. Garcia caught an elbow and then landed a hammer into Hammerland's elbows of his own. But Danielson then returned the favor before hitting a Regoplex bridge for the good near fall. Garcia countered the brushing knee cradle for the fisherman suplex for the two. Danielson cradled Garcia for the two of his own. But Garcia slapped him. Danielson returned the favor, and then after another strike exchange, Danielson hit the busted knee and then went for the label lock, but Garcia made it to the ropes, forcing Danielson to recover with a running knee. As they went back into the ring, Danielson's foot was grabbing by someone hiding under the ring. Garcia hit the pile driver and then locked in the sharpshooter in the center of the ring. After a long battle, Danielson passed out for the greatest win in Garcia's career. So after the match, it was revealed that Jake Hager, who's the one that grabbed Danielson's foot, getting back into the ring. Then the Jericho Appreciation Society celebrate in the ring to close the show. So a very upset win. I didn't expect Daniel Garcia to win this match, but in case y'all didn't know, Bryan Danielson is very over into letting the younger talent going over. So you have to respect Bryan Danielson for that, because you want to see the future evolve. So we definitely saw Daniel Garcia evolve, and that ended this match. And despite the fact he even had some help, he did have some help. But this was definitely a showcase for Daniel Garcia to be a great singles competitor in AEW and in Ring of Honor if he wants to go there as well, wrestle over there as well.
Yeah, like especially if like yeah, Daniel Garcia just take that loss with Euler, but they're still trying to like build him up, to be a big talent there. So definitely like in the story they were telling, in that match the whole time kind of made sense to the end. They made it seem like Brian Danielson had jumped off and then hurt himself and then like just wasn't right since then. So like that whole story made sense. It made sense that Daniel Bryan wasn't Brian Danielson wasn't his 100% self, that he had maybe knocked himself a little loopy after that missile drop kick off the top. So because he felt a little loopy, he felt all off, and he felt like he couldn't, get back right, it was the right call to let Garcia kind of take the win. It made sense to the story. And it gives them a big win. And also it helps that JAS versus Blackpool Combat Club story go on. Now Garcia can say, hey, I took out one of your top guys in that club. So big win for Garcia. Big win for the JAS. Is Brian Danielson 100%? Was that all a work? Was that for real? It asks more questions than it answers, but we do know Garcia has a win over Brian Danielson.
And if they really want to make Daniel Garcia get over, maybe he should start a rivalry with Claudio and then go after the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Huh? That could be. That could, man, but Garcia is just so small. I mean, Cesaro is just such a big dude. Even when he was wrestling Gresham, I mean, Gresham looked like a kid next to Cesaro. He is just such a big dude. I like to see another big dude go for that, or someone, substantial, kind of go against Cesaro for that Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Jonathan and Gresham there, but that's another story. But
Gresham's out. Telly's out. They think they're jumping off the boat too soon, but short dudes have big tempers. Maybe he just felt a certain way and said, "Hey, I'm out." So let's see if you regret that in a couple of years or not.
Yeah, but other than that, great outing for Daniel Garcia. Like I said, this was a pretty good show to kind of to take away the bad taste of our mouths from the barbed wire death match from last week. So we got some pretty good outings because we got two shows, major shows coming up with the Battle of the Belts and Quantum by the Lake before we get to All Out in Chicago for Labor Day weekend. And you guys already know this weekend is going to be packed this weekend. We got SummerSlam this Saturday, and then of course Ric Flair's last match on Sunday.
Oh, I'm looking forward to Ric Flair's last match.
I have to go to.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that match. A lot more good wrestling coming up. Ric Flair, old ass, and stay at home. But who am I to say anything? I feel like we're watching the movie The Wrestler. Like it might be his last everything. Like I know he loves this business. I know he lives it. He loves it. But you can't stop a man like that. That's what he want to do. That's what he's wanting. That's what he go do.
Yeah, but even the card for Ric Flair's last match is looking good over SummerSlam. But it's a good thing. Triple H is back in charge. But like we said before, the change is not going to happen right away. Give it about 6 months, and we'll have more better pay-per-view matches on each show and everything else. But other than that, I might not be available for Rampage review recording, but we'll see because again this weekend's gonna be very packed this weekend, but we'll see. But anything else you want to plug in before we wrap up?
Not at the moment. Everything is in post production, so when we get more stuff coming up soon, I'll have more information about what we have coming up and when things are coming out.
All right. And other than that, he is Leland, and I'm Trico, and we're signing off.
Peace.